Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you met somebody, that you learned something new in those online breakout rooms. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. I love this online networking rooms because you always get to meet somebody new or reconnect or learn a new idea. So welcome, welcome, everybody, to the Traction REIA meeting, October 2024. We're going to have a few more people joining us shortly, but I'm going to go ahead and do a short presentation about Traction. I'm going to remind you some of the benefits. I'm going to let you know the upcoming events that we have planned for you online and in person. And then we're going to have Claude do his market update. It's going to be really interesting. We're talking about interest rates, so that's going to be fun. And then we'll have our member spotlight. We have an amazing panel. They're going to share their story. They're going to share their success. So let's get the party started. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Share. And then we do big. There you go. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Traction. This is me. It's Carolina. It's pronounced Carolina, spelled like Carolina, north or south. I'm Vice President of Traction, and I am your host today. Lucky you guys, because Tom couldn't be your host today. He is in Knoxville teaching a class for the Knoxville REIA. We do have a disclaimer. This is the first time you're joining us. Don't worry. This only says that you're going to be an adult. We're going to be talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about money. And as Traction Real Estate Association, we have to show this to you. It wasn't scary, right? That's it. We're just asking you to do your own due diligence. That's it. If you haven't, tell people about us. Tell them about our monthly meetings, our events. Tell them that we exist. There are a lot of people that don't know that. Tell them about our Facebook group, how you can network online and in person. So the more people get to know the group and what we do, I think the better. We're training people to be better investors, doing the right thing. So even with Tom's podcast, make sure you share that. Also, if you haven't, make sure you get Tom's book. It's available on Amazon. A lot of good information. And if you haven't, make sure you download our app. It is the Traction app. It has all the events. It has information about our membership. It has all the events that are coming up. Some video trainings, the market update is there as well. So it's a lot of good information that you guys will have very, very available. Let's see, what else? What is this next? We always like to thank all our staff, our ambassadors, volunteers in both DC and Florida. They are fantastic. They really support us, and we always like to take the time to say thank you to Crystal, to Dwayne, to Claude, to Jesse, and to Ginny. Thank you so much for everything that you do. This is one of my favorite photos. That was, I think, the first event that we did at the Home Depot Design Center. I'm going to tell you a bit more about that very soon. Let's see. This is who we are. The Traction Real Estate Association is the official chapter for the National Real Estate Association, which is the big association that represents all the groups around the country. And we're the only officially approved chapter for the DC region. That includes Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland and the district. And in Florida, it covers all of Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Sarasota. So hurricanes, yes, and then snow up there, yeah, we have it covered. I was telling at the beginning when you guys joined that it's been very cold here in Sarasota. I'm in Sarasota today. This morning was 62 degrees, so I was so cold. And now that I've been here for 3 years as a Floridian, I don't miss the the winters in DC. I still love Sarasota, and I was sharing with some of you that we were very blessed that the hurricane did not affect us that much. Our house did not get water, even though the surge got really, really close. We live by the water. We're in Sarasota, very close to Siesta Key, where the eye of the hurricane landed. Is that how you say? Where the hurricane hit directly. So we are very blessed, and because some of our neighbors got a lot of water and a lot of damage. So we're very blessed. And we got power back, we have water, schools are back. So we just get back to normal and we keep doing what we're doing. But even though there's been a lot of hurricanes, I still love this place, and Traction now is here for you in Traction, Florida. Last year we won the Award of Excellence, and next week, actually on Sunday, we're going to Charlotte, North Carolina, to the National REIA Convention. This is a yearly event that they hold. They bring all the REIAs together, and we get updates on legislation. We get updates on how to serve our members better. So last year we won this award, and I hope I come back with another nice photo for the 2024 awards, because since we became the leaders of Traction back in 2009, we've always received an award, and it's a true motivation for me to continue to provide the best to all of you. So those are our awards. And now I'm gonna bring my sponsors. I'm gonna bring, hey, Charlie, let me see who's first, hold on. Who do I have first? Yeah, let's bring Charlie up. Hello, Charlie, how are you?
Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. Hold on, I'm gonna add you to my spotlight so everybody can see you. Okay.
All right. Good evening. It was funny, we were reminiscing about the first time we showed up to Traction in one of the groups. And Caroline, I don't know if you believe this, but I've been coming since January of 2016.
Oh, wow.
But I think Randolph and Diego have me beat. And so we've also been sponsoring Traction, I think, for 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
But we are, guys, we're what's called a hard money lender. We're an asset-based lender. We lend on the deal itself, whether it's a fix and flip deal, whether it's a buy and hold deal. We also provide transactional funding to those wholesalers who want to do a double close and not really disclose their contract assignment fee to the seller. And so we have a lot of products. We lend in DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, and we just recently opened up Louisiana. And so that's what we do. We just recently wrote a book, Roadmap to Wealth. It's on Amazon. Take a look at it. It's a good read. But that's who we are, Clear Sky Financial. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you, Charlie. And I'm gonna share Charlie's information in the chat as well, so all of you have it. And they are here because we trust them, we like them, we have done business with them, we have used their money for deals. So when we put somebody here as a sponsor, it means that we have vetted them and that we trust them. And so this is somebody that you can definitely work with. Okay. Okay. Who do we have next? Specialized Trust Company. What they do is they are a company that will help you setting up your self-directed IRA, your 401ks. This is a tool that we should all use. There are so many ways that you can do real estate transactions inside a self-directed IRA, and you can pay either very minimum tax or no tax at all. So this is something that you need to, if you haven't, you need to learn about this. Or if you're looking for a company that knows what they're doing, that understands how investors work, then Specialized Trust Company is the company to go. That's their website, Specialized Trust Company. We have had our money, our IRAs there for probably more than 10 years. So again, this is somebody that you can totally trust. Let's see. Claude. Hello, Claude. let me bring you up. Where are you? I'm gonna add spotlight. Okay. Hey, Claude.
There, how are you?
You.
So Charlie's 2016. I've got that beat by some time, I think. Maybe by 7-8 years. So I have Claude Levy. I'm in the DC area. One of the Zooms we're on, one of the breakout rooms, we talked a lot about what's going on in DC right now. There's a lot going on, and I'm surprised. I would have expected more people to be leaving the area. The taxes are crazy high. The prices are even higher. One of the Zooms we were on was some guy from Memphis where he talks about tax free. Like, oh my God, what a great, yeah, that's why people leave the area. So, nonetheless, if you're looking to buy or sell, either retail or from the investment angle, if you're trying to flip, you need to make sure you know what you're doing when you're going to get rid of the property. Give me a shout. I'll give you some sense of what values are going like. And this evening, we'll talk about what the market will be looking like in the next couple of months. And of course, whatever I say now will potentially be false within 3 days because there's always market forces we can't account for.
Awesome.
Back to you, Carolina.
Thanks, Claude. And surely you'll be back to tell us about the market update. How many years have you been doing the market update, Claude?
I maybe 2010, 11, 12. I'm not sure.
And we love it. This is one of our favorite parts of the meeting. So thank you, Claude. Okay. Next, we have Accurate. They are the company that will help you do a 1031 exchange. If you have never heard of the concept, it's another tool that is available to all of us. If you have an investment property and you were to sell it, you will be paying a lot of taxes because it was an investment property, it wasn't your personal residence. But there's a tool called 1031 where the proceeds that come from that sale, you can use it into another property tax-free. That technique is only doable through a middle person or somebody that will manage the entire transaction. That is exactly what Accurate will do. It's an intermediate. I cannot pronounce that word. So Accurate is a company that will help you during the entire transaction. I will put the information on the chat very soon. But again, if you have never heard of 1031 exchange, this is the time for you to start learning about it. Accurate also has a lot of education about 1031s. The Scotsman's Guide, we always include it because it has a lot of good info on the market, a lot of statistics, a lot of numbers. So this is a good one. Another one of our favorite sponsors is Deal Machine. It's a app, it's a software that will help you find vacant properties, for sale properties. This is one tool that will help you get more leads into your channel. So we have a great partnership with them, and you can get 7 days for free. So if you've never heard of them, just give them a try. TractionREIA.com/dealmachine. They are really cool. You can actually see the properties as you're driving, or you can do this from your house. You can see how the details are amazing. You can send postcards to the seller of this house right away directly from the app. So it has a lot of tools that will help you when it comes to getting new leads. Okay, I would love to hear from anybody here. You're all welcome to either raise your hand or unmute, and I will have you here. Just tell me something, share with me a success that you have had in the past few months, or maybe the last time that you were at Traction. Anybody, you can raise your hand or unmute. It could be from, hey, I did my first mailing, or I closed my first deal, to, oh, I just closed my 100th deal and I did a renovation. Anybody? Come on, share your success. Don't be shy. Just go ahead and unmute. Go ahead, Olga. Hey, Olga, how are you?
Hi, Carolina.
Hi. How are you? Go ahead.
Good. I'm tuning in from Oregon, and I'm new to Traction, but I've been in the game of real estate investing with my husband here in Oregon and Southwest Washington for 11 years. And we've been flipping a lot of houses over the years. I do all the acquisition and my husband does all the property management, project management. So we kind of divide and conquer that way. But I think this has been our most successful year. And I think that's part of what made me think, well, maybe I want to get into a mastermind or a group and just keep upping the momentum. And I think that what's been really successful just these last two months, we were able to flip 2 properties, and it was more of a kind of a hotel situation, I think, because we went ahead and closed on them for cash, but then I opened them up to other investors, and then I was able to find a buyer within a week of listing them both off market just through Facebook. And so we didn't actually have to do the renovation. And we made like 50 on one, and we made 167 on the other. And so my husband's like, let's do that from now on, Olga. Like, I don't want to renovate them anymore. And I'm like, they're not just a dime a dozen. I will do my best. But I guess just speaking it hopefully into existence, I hope to do more of those. And so part of what I wanted to work with you guys on is like expanding my marketing, maybe doing multi-state, not just Oregon and Southwest Washington, reaching out to a wider net of properties, and maybe by the law of large numbers, be able to call in more opportunities.
That's fantastic, Olga. Thank you so much for sharing that. Awesome, awesome. Congrats. Yeah, again, there are so many ways that we can make money in real estate. I know a lot of our members and everybody, they love flipping, and we always say there are other ways. You can do a wholesale here, you can do other techniques. So we're happy to have you here, Olga. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Don't be shy. You can raise hand or unmute. Anybody? Okay.
I'll go.
Go ahead, John. Share
So
your...
I think my successes have really come from buying better properties in better locations, holding them for a very long period of time, and renovating them slowly. So as tenants move out, that's an opportunity to renovate and improve the property. But the successes came by picking the right property in the right place at the right time. So Southern Florida was great about 10 years ago. Acquisition cost was maybe $50,000 per property, and they've now appreciated to almost $300,000 in value. But in order to unlock that, you need to raise rents as you're going along. And occasionally, I think it's appropriate to sell a property because that brings a chunk of cash in. So what I'd like to do is be able to make more offers and get better deals, and then have the option of either flipping that property right away, or maybe wholesaling it, or even wholesaling it.
Great. John, are your properties mostly, as you mentioned, in South Florida?
I have a couple in Southern Florida, and I have a couple in Virginia.
Got it.
I recently sold one in Michigan.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and congrats.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Because before I go to the next one, anybody share their success? 1, 2, 3, and gone. Okay. This section is for members, so members of the association. If you have a property under your control, it could be a listing, it could be you put it on the contract and you're going to wholesale it, or you're looking for a partner, or something that has to do with a property that maybe you have under contract. And this is your opportunity to tell the group what you have and what you're looking for. So if this is you, go ahead, raise your hand or unmute and tell us about that property. Anybody? Okay. Then we'll go to the next slide. If it goes. Okay. Let me tell you a bit about Home Depot and why there's such a huge partnership for us. Hold on, I'm trying to move my screen. It doesn't let me. There you go. Okay. They are a huge partner. We combined as a group in DC and Florida, we spend almost, I think it was 40 something, almost 50 million a year with the Home Depot. So that's why they love us and we love them. So let me tell you the benefits that you get once you're a member of Traction REIA. The first one is 20% of liquid paint. It means you will get anytime you buy, it doesn't matter if you buy 1 gallon, 20 gallons, doesn't matter if it's Bayer, PPG, if it's a primer, if it's any color, any brand, you will always get 20% of liquid paint. The other program is the 10% of cabinets. This is a unique partnership that we have with Woodmark, one of the biggest cabinet providers. The other one is the 2% cashback rebate. This is our favorite because Home Depot will look at what you have spent from January to June of every single year, and then we'll send you 2% cashback. And then the same from July to December. So we are now in the second half of that year. I always ask you, please make sure to set up your rebate properly because you're accruing for the next year. And if you haven't, you should have received your rebate by now. If you haven't, I always ask you to just reach out to me directly. And in general, they're going to look at you different because you are part of this big group that spends so much. So these are the benefits for being a member of Traction. This is Dominic, our youngest son, and he's always there to remind us, have you registered for the rebate? This is a step that you have to do. And if you have no idea how to do it, or you don't understand my lovely Colombian accent, then you can just go to our website and then you click on Home Depot rebate instructions and then you follow them one by one. And if you have any issues, you can always reach back to us. When it comes to the 20% of paint, I want you to check on your app or directly at Home Depot Pro Extra. Make sure that you have this little sign that says you're gold, meaning you will always get the 20%. If you do not have it, again, reach out to me and then we'll fix that because you should have that. That's how you get the 20% off paint every single time that you purchase anything at the any type of paint at Home Depot. Let me see. If you answer yes to all these questions, you should have received your rebate. If you're a member of Traction, your membership is current, if you spend at least $5,000 between January and June, and if you properly registered your account, you should have received your rebate by now. If you didn't, please reach out to me and we'll figure out. A lot of times you change your address, but you didn't tell Home Depot. So they sent you the rebate, either the gift card or the check to your old address, and they are able to reissue that for you. So let me know if you haven't. Another great set of sponsors that we have includes Rent Perfect. If you want to screen your tenants, we have discounts with FedEx, Office Depot, even medical plans. So the Office Depot, or I forget their new branding, ODP, they give us a really good discount on basic supplies. So make sure you use that for your business, save there, and then use it on marketing. Another benefit that we have is your membership card. Every time you attend an in-person event, online, make sure you put the date right in there. And once you attend 10 events, you can cash in for 3 months of membership for free, or a free entry to a Saturday class, or a $50 gift card. So remember to just track the meetings that you have attended. And once you've done 10, then just take a photo and email it to me, and you tell me I would like the $50 gift card or a membership extension, and we'll take care of you. Okay, if you are not a member yet, this is your chance. Just go to tractionrea.com. We have 3 options. You can do individual, you can do 2 people, or you can do 3 in the same company. Very simple, tractionrea.com. And then you'll be a member right away. You get all the benefits right away. And then you'll be a happy member of Traction. We do monthly online events. All the details are on our website. This is the next event that we have is November 7th. We're gonna do the November meeting early, so it doesn't conflict with Thanksgiving or anything else. Hold on, my slide moved too fast. Okay, self-storage investing. Maybe you have heard of it, maybe you haven't. This is a fantastic niche. This is the no toilets, no tenants type of business. And Scott Myers has been fantastic. He's been teaching, I'm gonna say, over 15 years. He's not only a great investor, he's a great trainer, and he's a great friend. Great guy that will teach you the right way to invest in self-storage. So that is November 7th. We're gonna do it online. We're gonna do it 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So this is a really cool one for you guys to attend if you want to get into something that maybe you've never done before. And he has really creative ways that you can all be successful. So that is Scott. And then for our friends in DC or around the DC area, this is going to be the 3rd year that we do. This is a very exclusive event. We are so lucky that there's a Home Depot Design Center in Rockville, Maryland. This is one of the, I think there's only 3 design centers in the whole US. There's one in California, and I think there's one in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. This, if you haven't heard what it is, if you've never been, imagine going to a showroom full of kitchens. Every single refrigerator that you can think of is there. Every single toilet seat is there. Every single faucet, every single shower, they're all displayed in a beautiful way. You cannot buy anything. This is just a showroom, and they call it a design center because you can actually see, oh, this is how that kitchen will look like, and this is how much it'll cost. And then you can see all the different displays, every single oven, pretty much anything that you need for your house, for your kitchen, for your baths, it's there. This is gonna be on a Sunday. It's Sunday, December 8th. And Sunday, the design center is closed, but they will open it just for us. As you can see on the photos, we have breakfast. You can tour the entire center. We do raffles. It's really fun. And then you get to see with your own eyes the cabinets. Every single piece of wood that you think for a cabinet is there. And then you also get to meet some of the vendors, like woodmark cabinets, and you get to see appliances. So this is a really cool event, December 8th. It's a free entrance, but we just ask you to RSVP at tractionrea.com. So that's December. Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a bit about Legal Shield. It's a service that I've been using for a long time, and until recently I realized that maybe I haven't shared enough with all my Traction family. Maybe you have heard of Prepaid Legal. It's a service, it's a legal service, and as investors we always use it. So they have a really cool plan where you can call them as many times as you want. They can review documents for you. They can even do IRS audits and representation. They will do your will, and they can update your will. Also your power of attorneys. If you have, this is Tom's favorite, if you have moving traffic violations, this is Tom's. Yeah, that's Tom. We have saved so much money because I have to call Legal Shield and tell them that, hey, we have another ticket. And this will cover your family members, and it's very affordable. It's only $29.95. They have a really cool home business writer. So that's for us, for investors like us. They can do documents, letters. It's a really good plan. They also have identity theft. I think from all the options that are there, it's a really good price and it's a really good service. So if you are interested in this, you can get all of this for, it's only $59 $85 a month, and you'll be able to get all the services that you need, because sometimes we don't want to pay attorneys every time we want to ask a question, but they are really good. It's perfect for self-employed like us and small business owners, and of course it's tax deductible. If you want more info, attractionrea.com/legal shield. Okay, Claude, it's time for you to tell us about the market update, and I'm gonna add you in my spotlight, and then I'm gonna share your market update if I find it. Hold on here. Okay, just 2 more seconds and I'm gonna share the screen. It's right here. Okay, you can see it, Claude?
Yeah, let me blow that up. So, all right, we're ready to go. You can scroll to the next page, please. And so this is no matter what our entry is into the real estate space, we actually do care about mortgage rates, because ultimately mortgage rates and interest rates drive the business for us in all sorts of different ways. So we want to talk about what the Federal Reserve has been doing and what we expect it will do in the next 2 to 3 months. Next slide, please. And so this was in the last week or so. We've gone from 6% down to, we got to the 5s, but now we're back up again. And it's like you're on a roller coaster. If you got your loan in early September, you're really, really happy. Now, in early September and most of the year, I've been telling people that rates are coming down. That continues to be true. So the headline is that yes, rates are coming down, but you got to be smart about what you're doing. And if you are in a loan that you got in the last 2-3 years and you're thinking about refinancing, I still might say, why don't you wait a little bit longer? You'll get better rates probably in 2026 than you will at this point here in time. And so, yeah, rates are coming down. We continue to expect that to be true. Next slide, please. And so this was as of July, which is almost a generation ago in terms of what we're thinking about, right? But we were crazy high last year, and we were expected to be in the 6s most of the year. We expected to be in the 6s in 2025. I think these numbers are a bit pessimistic. We've actually gone below 6 a couple times this year. We should be below 6 next year as well. But I just want to point out that's where we were in the summer, when the economy was still doing pretty well, almost gangbusters, and we expected that, nothing's going to quite slow down as has happened. Next slide, please. And just to, we tend to forget how strange the world is we live in right now. And so these are the Federal Reserve rates for the last 5 years. And so if you recall, in 2020, in 2019, right, we're at 1.5%. In 2020, we had the COVID crisis. And so the Feds came down to, just about 0. And they stayed there until things started getting better in 2022. And look at how fast we went up in 2022. The Fed reset rates just about every month. And by the beginning of 2023, the Fed rate was at 5.5 points, as opposed to the year before when we were at 0. And we've been at 5.5 for over a year. When the Fed met in September, we had all expected rates would drop. And the question was, would rates drop by 1/4 or by 1/2 point? They dropped by 1/2 point. So on September 18th, everyone's happy because we dropped by 1/2 point. And I just want to, pinpoint that as a point when we're all happy because they dropped. Next slide, please. And just how do Fed interest rates correlate to mortgage rates? Well, these are mortgage rates for the last 1.5 years, right? So mortgage rates were crazy high in the fall of last year. We've gotten back more reasonable lately. That shows until August. They kept on dropping in September, and the week after the 18th, they started going up. And I should have grab those last 2-3 weeks, because the point here is I want to point out is that lenders will set their rates based on what they expect to happen. And once it happens, they look to the next step. And so once we had the September 18th drop, well, then they start, well, now what happens? So we're going to talk about that for a slide or two. Next slide, please. And so what we expect to happen now for the rest of the year, you've got a couple of different soothsayers who are all putting us well above 6 for the rest of the year. And we don't get into the 5s until middle of next year. And by the last quarter of 2025, everyone says we're going to be in the 5s. Mind you, we're going to be in the 5s, which is 5 high number, not 5.00. Next slide, please. And different prognosticators showing the same thing, right? We're going to be in the high part of the 5s next year. It's a slow ride down. We're riding down, but just understand it's a slow ride. And so when you see a lender who foresees something coming up, and I hope I have a slide that I know I wrote up. Maybe I didn't include it, but there's one really critical point here. So keep your nose to what's going on, because that's when you want to strike. Next slide, please. Yes, the whole point is that the lenders are always anticipating what's going to go on. And so 2 weeks ago, which was just the end of September, right? At the end of September, we expected rates to drop another 70 basis points, which is like 3/4 point, and another 1.87 points next year. So 2 weeks ago, we really expected the roller coaster to be dipping down for a nice, good, strong dip. And then last week, we got crazy high payroll data. And all of a sudden, the next day, everyone changed their mind. Like, oh, guess what? We're not going to drop that much. We're going to drop by a lot less. And so even though lenders foresee the future, it almost feels like any excuse they can have to not drop as much they use. And so the stronger the market, the economy, and the stronger the market and stronger the jobs market, then the less we're going to drop down. And in the summer, we expected a rate drop in September. And when the September rate drop happened, we were also told we should have another rate drop in November and another rate drop in December, because there were 2 more meetings this year, November and December. That's what we're telling people. That's what they were telling us. And that's what I was telling my clients. Expect another drop in November, another drop in December. And now, well, now that may not be quite so true. November will tell us what's going on. Not sure if the elections will have any impact to the markets there at all. But, we had expected another 2 good cuts. And I don't think I actually believe that at this point, because the job market was just so damn strong. Next slide. Yeah, that's just same chart. I just want to show that we've got 2 more Fed meetings this year. So I would expect, and I would love to have Charlie chime in on this at the end of my presentation. I would expect another rate cut for sure to the Fed sometime this year, whether it be November, December. I suspect November more than December, but I expect another rate cut. I'm not sure I expect 2. And so, yes, we'll be coming back down to, the Feds might get down to below 4.5, which means mortgage rates would be 5.5, more or less or so. So we'll have more downside activity coming in, but not as fast as we would have expected even 3-4 weeks ago. So I just want to remind you that things change very, very quickly. And so if you're in the process of talking to your lender and they say you got to strike, then strike when they do. If you're investing, then understand that your flip in 3, 4, or 5 months from now, rates will be better then, which means that as rates are better, prices will be higher because the buyer can afford to spend more. Next slide, please. And then this is not so much a direct correlation of interest rates, but I want to talk to you about what we see as the typical market for sales, for real estate sales, for homes being sold across the 12-month period. Usually in a normal year, the first quarter, you'll have 40% of the homes are sold in that time frame. You'll have another 20% in the summer, and then the last part of the year, you'll have people who are trying to take action before the end of the year, who are trying to take action now that school and their life is back to normal again. So usually the last part of the year, you've got 25% of your sales have happened, which means that in a normal year, Most of the sales are very, very front loaded. Next slide, please. But in 2024, because the market was completely inverted because of mortgage rates, our spring market was across the country was much more reduced. The summer market was more or less the same. And everyone was waiting for better rates in the fall. And as there are better rates and sellers think they can get more money for their homes, and all of a sudden they're selling their homes, and all of a sudden buyers can buy up or buy down, you have a lot more activity. And so usually the third quarter, the last part of the year is the slower part of the year. You should expect a lot more homes on the market for the rest of this year because everyone is reacting to the drop in interest rates. I'm sure people in the real estate industry have seen that in even the last month or so. Next slide. And outside of the normal rate and outside of interest rates and mortgage rates, understand that we're at a point now where we've got a lot of people who are at a point in their life when they need to move out of mom and dad's house. They've gotten married, they've gotten their job secure, the kids are on the way or happening, and they want to buy. So there's a huge wave of people who are really looking to buy a home. We're not building homes enough, and so that means we're going to have continued pressure on home prices, irrespective of anything else going on. Next slide, please. And this would be so far this year, 31% of the sales are first-time home buyers. That's higher than usual, and so understand that wave is coming, and these people will do what they got to do to get into the house. And so if you're thinking of like, should I sell the house now or should I rent it out to somebody else? This would be a good time to sell. If you're thinking, should I start building more? Be a great time to build. I know I spoke to a builder this evening. Build more homes because the demand is just practically insatiable right now, regardless of where you are in the country. I think that might be the last slide. Julian? Yeah, I think the next one is just data points. Should be one more. Yeah, where we got the info. So I had invited Charlie to step in and talk to me about what he expects for interest rates for the next couple of months. If you can unmute, please.
I think he's not here right now, but that was fantastic, close. Thank you. And this is where Claude got all his information, and also what we do is we post the market update on the Traction REIA website. And this is Claude's information. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. I think all my panelists here. This is so cool. Okay. Joe Campbell, is this a good time for you to talk? Because I know you guys are driving and are so nice that you were able to accommodate us. Hold on.
Yep. Yep, we're on the road, and it's a good time.
Okay. So I'm so glad that you guys are here today. Sorry, I'm freezing, so I'm gonna put a sweater on. Okay. This is a quick transition. Okay. Woo. Okay, John. Please tell our audience, just tell us how you guys got started in real estate. And also my favorite question is, how do you guys work it as a family? Because that's very unique. We've been so lucky to have met the four of you, and I love that this is a family business. So if you can just tell us how you got started and where you are now and how you work the family dynamic.
Yeah. So I'm in the car with my son, John.
Hello.
Good to see you. Susan and Zach couldn't make it on tonight, but
Okay.
so we got started in 2019. Wanted to find some other ways to make some income and grow our work, network, and kind of work as a family so we could all be together, spend time together. That was important to us. So we started, we heard the old radio commercials about getting involved in real estate. So we started exploring that, getting educated. And then along the way, one of the New Jersey REIA, we met Tom at an event he was speaking at. So went to DC to meet you guys, got became part of your coaching program, and that kind of really was the made the most sense for us. We had a lot of education that we were working through at the time, but just the way Tom put everything together, it made more sense to us. Seemed like it was easier to take action on. We were part of the monthly calls for a little over a year, which was very helpful. And yeah, that's kind of what got us going. And then we just kept working through it. The boys were in college at the time. Like everybody else, I think that goes to college, they not sure why they're there or what they're going to do. Almost nobody, actually works in the field that they go to school for. And so they were, watching us from a distance, what we're doing in real estate. They were both, going for civil engineering, which we thought kind of partnered well with what we were doing. And so they said, hey, look, what do you think of us, helping? We thought it was a great idea. And so here we are, 2019. We've been probably all together working it about 3 years now. I know the last time we met in Sarasota, Susan was still having a hard time giving up her career in healthcare. But as of January, that's a thing of the past. We're all working, full time in this now, and we're loving it. It's been this year's been quite different, a little challenging. You just have to get more creative. I think staying persistent was helping us. Just always marketing, networking, I think is the big thing, getting around other people, that, not only that it's starting to get easier because you put so much time into sourcing deals, and, when the deals start to, come a little slower or further apart, you have to, get creative, to find ways to source more deals. And because of our network, we actually have, people bringing deals to us now. We're helping them, with whether it's moving the deals. We started a construction company back in March. As we moved recently from New Jersey to South Carolina. And so that presented some challenges, just kind of getting to know the market. Didn't really have anybody, in the field working through the contractors. And, we connected with some good ones, building our team. And we said, Zach said, hey, I can run this construction crew. Why don't we just do our own thing? So we've been doing that since about March. So we're doing our own flips. We're helping other investors with their flips. We have 2 houses on the market right now. So yeah, we're working on some commercial deals. Just kind of really expanding, trying to not really not miss out on opportunities. You know what I mean? However they come, whether we take them down ourselves or we help other investors with them. John, I'll let him speak here in a minute. He's been doing.
All right. Tell me about your first deal. When you guys started, what was your first deal, and then the other deals that you moved to, and then how it got so big when the boys got involved, and then they started their little empire in South Carolina.
Yeah. So right. So shortly after our the first boot camp or training or what have you, we attended with Tom in DC. We immediately, Susan and I immediately went back home, started our market, and within 30 days, we did. It was 2 properties connected to one person, but we made $50,000 in assignment fees for those 30 days. So
Okay.
we're like, this is the way, this is what we were looking for, that this is the reason we got into it. And we talked like, once you commit and you do that, there's not, you can't go work a job. You can't, it takes too long. You know what I mean? You'll never be able to keep up that way. So it's like just marketing all the time. Like I said, we did that, you do a deal like that. Then, we had a couple other deals come along. So I think, within like the first 2 months, we'd already made like 75,000 on these assignments. We had some bandit signs out. Direct mail was working, and the boys took that and started going in South Carolina. As you may recall, we started a TV commercial down there, so we were marketing, on television. More of the direct mail bandit signs. We had a few six-figure deals come up pretty quickly. Just assignments, and we just keep working it. And the commercial real estate, we're just kind of getting involved with that a little bit, and those assignments start to get bigger. So, but while we were driving New Jersey yesterday, we're working on a deal. If all goes well, we should make in excess of 200,000 on that assignment. So it's getting exciting,
Fantastic. Is Zach there? Can he talk? Can he tell us from the sound perspective? Are you driving? Like, who's driving? Okay.
John's driving. I'll direct the camera to him. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, it's John. The other John. I thought you were talking about Zach. Hey, John.
Yeah, no, Zach can't really leave Charleston anymore because of the construction stuff, unfortunately.
Okay. So tell us a bit how you started. You were in college, right? And then you started working with mom and dad. Tell us how that transition.
Yeah, so I mean, like throughout college, I was trying to figure out the whole marketing thing. Like I wasn't a marketing major, I was an engineering major. So I was good at math. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know marketing. I was just following the program. And actually, it was funny. I was driving down to like an engineering job when my dad's like, "Hey, we're gonna join like Tom ZEEB'S thing," and I had no idea about you guys. I didn't know I was gonna meet y'all or anything like that. And I was working digging holes and being an engineer, and it was not fun. And then I put these bandit signs around town. The first deal that I was able to bring from the signs brought us 20K bandit signs, and that's kind of where we got started. And then shortly, like within a year that I ended up with my job because like
Okay, you're breaking up, but
income
you're
started
breaking up a bit.
surpassing what you could do and come up with creative ways to do this stuff. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. You still got me?
Yeah. You were saying, tell
yeah,
us
so
for a few bandit signs, you make, was it 20 or 30, and then you just kept going.
Yeah, I did. I think I did. Yeah, I think we're losing her.
Are you still there, Carolina?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're getting into like some country here, so you may lose us.
Don't worry. No, but I
but
just wanted to just feature you guys so people understand how a family business can work, but I can let you guys go. I don't want you to get out of signal but yeah, if you just want to tell us a few more things, John, and then
yeah, the family dynamics is interesting. I think the main thing was figuring out our roles, not mixing, personal, family stuff with business stuff, and realizing that, when we're all working together, it's not really mom and dad, and, we all have our own roles, and kind of, respecting each other's boundaries as far as that goes. And, it's different, like when you're speaking to them as your children or your, adult sons now, or, as all, part of the same team here working to, conduct business and do things that way. So that's not easy. I mean, it's a challenge from time to time, but we certainly value the time we all have together. We don't have to worry about, we can text each other and say, hey, let's go to dinner at 5 o'clock, or let's go meet here, or, we don't need anybody's permission. We all know everybody's schedule, so we know that's not getting in the way. And, the big thing for us is that, tomorrow isn't promised. We don't know what could happen, a minute from now or what have you. So, at any given time. We know where everybody is. We get to spend time every day, see each other. We spend time together. You know, we do business together. So it certainly brings a different dynamic. You know, and we're enjoying it.
Awesome. That's fantastic. You guys I love how the family dynamic played in here, and it's fantastic because we have coach and we have had so many successful students, but this family success, I love it. It's fantastic, and we are so proud of you guys. And so you're now moving to, or you guys moved to South Carolina. Do you still have these in Jersey or not?
Yeah, the house in Jersey is on the market. Yeah, we're going to stay in, you know, South Carolina full time. We're really enjoying it there. And
you guys still have the TV commercials and all that running?
We took the TV commercials off for now. It wasn't, you know, producing the results that we were looking for. So we're cleaning up our marketing a little bit. We're still doing the direct mail. You know, we still have the bandits. So a lot of other things working. Some PPC stuff, PPL. We're running ads in newspapers. It's almost like the I don't want to say the old school stuff, but the more traditional stuff is producing the better results for us again right now. So, you know, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's it.
And like I said, the
basics. Yep.
You know, the big thing really is, you know, just out networking. That's that you got people steering, you know, lead your way, and you know, we can help. We're also helping them. They're helping us. We're helping them with flips. You know what I mean? It's really we're enjoying it, and I think really we're going to finish this year strong, and then next year we have some big plans for 2025 to, you know, not only help us with our business but a bunch of other investors. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna let you drive and make it safe to wherever you were heading. Oh, you're heading south, right? No, I forgot if you're saying that
we're heading back to Charleston.
Okay.
That's the beauty of, you know, making your own schedule, right? You can just make yourself available. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in the middle of your trip. We appreciate everything you guys have done, and yeah, we're having great compliments here. Are you guys on Facebook, or because some people are asking how they can reach you, maybe to network or interact? What will be the best way?
Yeah, I think we're on Facebook and LinkedIn. Connect with us on Facebook, and before we get off, I'll text my number and an email in, and we can connect that way also. Well,
John, thank you so much, guys. We're always happy to have you guys in person, online, wherever you do. We are always happy, and we are so proud of you guys. And as Traction Mentor students, we are so proud, and you are the definition of what a Traction student should be. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys, too. We love you. Appreciate you. Catch up soon.
Okay, bye. Okay, weren't they awesome? They're fantastic. I'm sorry. Okay, Diego, get ready, because you're my next guest. Okay. Hello, Diego. Hola,
hello,
Diego.
Carolina. Good evening, everyone.
Continue this in Spanish and then put English subtitles. Yeah,
thank you very much. Okay, mejor. That would be great.
So, Diego, we met you, man, almost more than 15 years ago.
Yes,
and
2008.
The way that your real estate career has taken off is fantastic. And I remember just meeting you at one of our events. You were taking our class and being very just a nice guy. And then all of a sudden, little by little, then you're telling me, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And now you are in the top of your game. So please, Diego, just share with everybody a bit of how you started. Diego is also from Colombia, and I was lucky to meet you in DC. I didn't meet you in Colombia, I met you in Washington, DC, and I know and adore your entire family. And tell us how you got started after you took our class.
Okay, so of course I got started with you guys. I met you in 2008, but my first REIA meeting was probably summer 2009, so we're talking about 15 years. The first years were just learning, getting the basics and taking, different subjects, but mainly, I want to start with wholesaling because that was what making the most sense to me and back then. That being said, I started transitioning to different stuff, but when my business really took off was when I started treating my business as a business, right? So, and that was the key. I was like, chasing, different stuff, and as you know, there's so many different stuff online, and they, different, gurus and things like that. I was, that was the breaking point when I said like I have to focus on what I need to do. And so that was when I started doing marketing. So I took your class. I went to so many of the boot camps, but mainly, with Tom. And that was key. That was key for me. Just sticking to the basics. Just like John was saying, just sending letters and postcards. When I first started, you wouldn't believe it. I started doing my letters, and I got response within the first month that I sent my letter, and then by the third month I did my first assignment, which it was like 10,000. For me back then was like a lot of money. I was just jumping. I felt like so accomplished, but that was just the beginning, to be honest. And the main important thing is just keeping things simple, but being consistent. Doing the ordinary things or extraordinary every day, right? So, and one of the things that someone of the breakout rooms, they asked me what has been the most beneficial thing for me attending to Traction REIA, and I told them that it's been the connections I made over the years. I met so wonderful people, a lot of investors and actual friends that I've been to their weddings, I've been to their baptisms and birthdays, and so that's key for us as an investor. So being in real estate, you're not buying a house, you're dealing with somebody else like yourself with feelings and emotions, and you're providing a service. First, in a service, if you're wholesaling, you're just connecting someone, someone needs to get rid of the house, and then you're connecting with the investor, so you assign and then you get paid for it. So after many years, I also, transitioned to commercial. That was my end goal, and I ended up getting licensed because I started putting more deals together, and I was like, I have to figure it out how I can, without having all that much money, I can, sponsor deals. So that's what I started transitioning. I started doing small deals as small as 5 units, and then the biggest I've done is like 126 units.
Wow.
Some development. Currently, I have a shopping center that is like over 8 million, $9 million, and so
And that's in
um,
Maryland, right? Is that in the Crofton area or where is it?
that is in PG County. That is in Lanham. So uh, the main thing is being consistent, and that has worked for me, and not overcomplicating things and treating my business as a business. I can't repeat myself enough on how I emphasize that fact. And also after that, after I got licensed, also, I've been able to assist a lot of investors. And the main thing is you got to find out where you are in life and what is it that you want to get out of this business, right? And
Mhm.
also, you have two different things. You, as a passive investor, for instance, when you want to invest in multifamily, you just put your money and you get a return on that. And when you're an active investor like myself, that I have a different size of my business, that I'm full time on this, right? So if you have your full time job, you gotta look like Tom says, mirror, mirror on the wall out there, what kind of investor am I, right? So that's what you gotta ask yourself. But definitely being here is being the most amazing thing for my business, personal life, and my career as a real estate investor. Currently, I'm also investing in Colombia. You mentioned in Colombia, I'm developing. This is my second project. This one is about 26, 27 units. Why Colombia? Not just because it's my country or our country, but the return is great. And I've been very fortunate to have great partners and It's just that things move faster over there. So you start, you get your building permits and your license to build. 3-6 months you start building, and then 9 months into a year you're selling. So what that translates is that your return on your investment is greater. So that's been great for me too.
That's great. Tell me again about the shopping mall and the commercial properties or the deals.
Okay. Okay. So sure. So this property is for sale. Is I'm representing the ownership in this transaction. It is, as of right now, it's been offered at a 5.6 cap rate on a $9-10 million. So there is some room for negotiation. I can't disclose much,
Good, good.
but definitely, you have a great retail, great tenants over there. You have 7-Eleven. I have an NTV, which is, this tire and auto repair shop. And it's a great cash flowing business. You have a management team. So this would be a passive investment for someone who wants to get in. And so things like that of that nature, really transform the way you see real estate. You see it as a numbers game, but also as a people, because again, you're dealing with people. The bigger the investors I find out, they're the more humble and they're more willing to work with you. So amazingly, even though I have an accent when I started with Carolina, the funniest thing is that I didn't even speak English. So I built my way up little by little. Last year was great between my sales business and some assignments and some commercial. I was, you want to see numbers, I was netting between 40, 50, 60 per month. That was through the whole year. And this year has been great. Sales are great for some months, but some others no. But when you combine it with different things, and no counting projects, which those projects take 1-2 years, and then but you can reinvest. So that's where I'm at right now. It's been fantastic, and I don't know.
And I really like how you have now kind of specialized in commercial. You have found your niche, you have found your area, and now you're known for that. So then you're more focused on commercial. It doesn't mean that you're doing other deals, but you have your book, right? You came up
I have my book.
Your book. There you go.
It's not for sale. The reason why I put a book together was because a lot of investors and newbies, or people that want to move their money from the bank and get a better return. It's a lot to it to explain, right? So I say put a book together and just give it to them to read it. And if they have any questions, so I can answer them. So, but
and you're so young, Diego, right? How old were you when you started? You were in your 20s, right?
When I came here, I was 21, so it's been since 2008. I was 2021, 2008. So it's been but I always, I stuck to it. I kind of for a little bit. I was, I finished school here. I went back to school. I got my business degree, because I have to start from zero. But always attending the meetings, always networking, always, Carolina, how can I do this? Tom, how can I do this? I need help with this or that. Chloe has been a great, help for me, whenever I need something in DC. As a matter of fact, a month ago, I called, hey, Chloe, I have this lady. She needs to do a 1031 exchange. Capital gains in DC, better, blah, blah, blah. So connections, but I met him there, even though, we're in different states and stuff like that. So again, it's just, the benefits of being in traction is just, you're just a big family.
Good. We're so proud of you, Diego. We're so
thank you.
I'm gonna open, if anybody has a question for Diego, feel free to put it on the chat, or you can raise your hand or unmute. Don't be shy, you can ask a question on as Diego. It could be anything, marketing, commercial, because I love how you transition from starting a few deals, wholesaling, and then how you jump into commercial. Anybody? Gallery, feel free to unmute or just post your question. Okay, let's see. Well, maybe if someone has another question later, we'll bring you. up again, Diego, thank you so much. And could you
Thank you,
share
Carla.
your information on the chat? So if anybody has questions or wants to connect with you later, they can
Absolutely.
do that.
Thank you very much, Carolina.
Gracias,
Thank you so
Dieguín.
much.
We're so
Thank
proud of you.
Gracias.
Okay, Valerie, I see you. I see you there. Get ready. Unmute. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Doing good. How about
See
you?
you. Good to see you.
You too.
Well, I love to ask Valerie to speak or share because she's so quiet. And like Diego said, the bigger the investor, the more humble, the more quiet. And this lady, man, you have done it all, and you have so many things going on. So, my dear Valerie, tell the audience, there's a lot of people that haven't heard you, they don't know who you are, what you do. Please tell them a bit about yourself and how you got started and all the cool and amazing things that you're doing right now.
So I got started landlording years ago. And then I wanted to step up my game. That was like the early 90s, I believe. And then just through the years, I had met Tom and you. I think at that time, somebody else was running the REIA, and then you all took over, and it was a long time ago. We were way back at the Tyson's Ramada.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I met you all, and then I think in 2016 I purchased the boot camp, the
Yeah.
rapid generator, and I mean from there I just kind of took off. I just, just coming to the meetings frequently, and
Uh-huh.
then meeting everyone that you all were bringing in and using all of the resources. I met Al Williams, who does the furnished rentals. I met Jean, who does the assistant living, and really just taking or purchasing Tom's rapid cash generator.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of
tell us the first few deals that you did. You went straight into the assisted living or Al Williams, some the nurses and all those type of rentals. So what was the first round of deals that you did?
Well, I had done some wholesaling, and like I said, I had already been landlord, and then I did the rapid cash generator, and then I would attend the monthly meetings such as now, and then I would do the one day of those that I was interested in, and then I would purchase from there. But yeah, I met Al Williams, and I met their systems, and then COVID came, and we were all locked down. And during that time, I just was still studying. This was even before everybody had kind of pivoted and started doing the meetings online and all that. And we were locked down, and I was just sitting around. And I was working for the government at the time, and I still am. I haven't reached the total traction.
Yeah.
Well, I've reached total traction, but I
We'll
haven't
get
quite.
there. Yeah,
Right.
that's a
Wear my badge every day to remind me that I need to leave. But yeah, so I was sitting around, everybody was locked down, and I was like, no, I can't wait till this is over. Because at first it was 2 weeks lockdown, and it got longer and longer. So then I just started implementing the strategies in which Tom teaches you, both of you all teach us. And I had
And where was that? The furnished, where was it, Virginia or Maryland?
Virginia. I started the first one in Virginia. I had recently had relocated, and I had a lot of furniture in my parents' basement. And so when I met Al at the one day, I was like, okay, this is perfect. I can put my furniture to work. So I went out, and using his teaching methods, I went out, I together, we crafted a letter, And I started, as I met landlords, I would send them an email to take them the letter. And so they decided to sublet with me. I furnished the places, and then I got on Airbnb and other outlets, and that has really taken off. And then licensed providers in the area. I sent them a one-page letter just asking if you know of anyone who's looking to sell. And I put my email and my text my phone number in so they could text me, and they just started flooding me. I met a woman who I had a lot of response, but I went with this particular woman because her places were all on one level, which met the description of which Jean's. I'm running assisted living, and it's been great.
Awesome. So how many people do you have on the, is it one house and then you have a few people in there, or how is that
So
assisted?
actually, yeah, we have 2 properties. Yes.
Was it difficult to find the people, the caretakers, and then how was that process after you identified the properties?
Well, actually, because I purchased an existing, I actually kept predominantly most of the staff. Position at the time, of course, I was working and I was doing the furnished rentals. I had my own landlord. I just decided I wanted to just kind of purchase an existing and just kind of jump in there and take over. And we scooted the old owner out and just been moving forward.
Awesome. And do you still do furnished rentals? Are you doing any
do.
nurses?
With the economy changing and the rents increasing, and so I'm down to about 5 now, but I've also added my own. So as my properties became available, I furnished those.
Okay.
And it's a little slow season right now, so I do plan to this January or December to pick.
I asked you.
Did, but
We just simply say, hey, then 500 posters, you actually go do it. Hey, go look for properties, then you actually go do it. Then no wonder when people ask me, oh, I'm not successful, and I always ask, how many mailings have you done? How many times have you driven around this? How many times have you called? How many? And again, I love how you do it and actually get all the results because you're actually taking action.
Yeah, I remember one time I was at one of the boot camps because I have the lifetime membership.
Yeah.
And I remember I was just kind of going back and forth with Tom and imposing all of these different scenarios, and he was just like, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And that's what I did. I just did it. I just followed the directions and I just did it. I even remember the time where I wanted to, I was kind of wavering back and forth if I should do the furnished rentals, if I should do the assisted living, because I had already purchased all, other systems. And I came to you in the back of the room and I was like, you think I should do? You was like, hey, another income stream. It's another income stream. And it just made it just that simple.
Yeah. Well, fantastic, Valerie. We always love to have you, and you inspire so many as well. And I always give you as an example. I mean, there's nothing stopping her. She's just actually doing, and maybe that fear that you felt at some point, you just killed it with action.
Yeah, and resources, because I
Yeah.
had resources of everything that I needed to do right there in Traction. I mean, I've done business with Claude. I even still keep in contact with him. He sends me lists to put together. I may email him, ask him for suggestions. And when I have retail buyers that not looking for wholesaling, we'll pass those to him. I've reached out to Charlie for funding. I mean, it's just all right here. It's all right here.
Awesome. That's beautiful. And most of your properties are in Virginia, or do you have?
Maryland and Virginia.
Okay, awesome. Well, Valerie, thank you so much again. And
Thank
I know I
you.
have people asking if you could share your email,
Oh,
maybe.
sure.
And if anybody has any questions, either for Valerie or Diego, don't be shy. Shoot. You can either post them. Monique, go ahead and unmute yourself. Monique, go ahead.
Monique Bell?
Yeah.
Did I raise my hand? Oh no, I was just reaction.
Oh, okay. Just want to say hello.
No, it was just great story. That's all.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
Monique is actually with me. She's partnered with me, so she'll be attending more. I asked her to join the today so we can, partner and do some things.
Well,
together.
you're lucky, Monique. You have an amazing partner. Lucky you.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay.
I do have a
Anybody else?
question for
Go ahead,
Valerie.
Olga.
Yes, so that's exciting what you've done there, Valerie. And what I wanted to ask, because a lot of people will speak of these different categories like the adult foster or adult care. So that's what it sounds like. Oh,
Yeah, assisted living. Oh, where did she go?
Oh no.
We can wait. She might log back in. Anybody else? Question?
I put my information in the chat. So
yeah. Hello, Olga. Go ahead.
my computer went dead, but I've
All
come
right.
right back on my phone. I was just wanting to ask Valerie, so just to be clear, she's running, it sounds like 2 adult foster or adult care facilities. I think she said one was 5-bed, one was 6, and that they're across the street from each other. And I know that this is something that a lot of people shoot for to have, but I think the biggest thing that makes it a challenge is whether it's the good staff. I think who's taking care of these people. It's not a matter of, is there a good bed and is it a dwelling that is safe for them? It's who the heck is taking care of them. So if I understood, what made this interesting to me is you happen to market to these that were existing facilities and you literally just took them over and you kept the staff, you kept the patients or clients?
yeah, at that time, correct. So the previous owner, I had sent, like I said, I had sent out some letters. She was one of those who responded. I went with her facility because all of her, well, she had 4 facilities. She had 2 16 beds and she had these 2 smaller homes. So I purchased the 2 smaller homes and basically I just took over those homes. I kept the staff. I haven't kept all of the staff, because I purchased those in 2021. So we had a transition where I had to as you just explained about the care. And so I had to let some of the folks go, but we've since, picked up some other folks and we're always looking for additional staff. But yeah, staff is key, but you can train your staff and you can find some good caregivers. And you just treat your caregivers well, give them bonus, make sure that they're appreciated, make sure that you communicate with them, you hear their needs, you make sure you hear and stay on top of the care load because that's really the key. Your care load changes. So you can have a heavy care load, and then you just have to bring in some additional persons to assist. And then when you have a lighter care load, then you could just fall back to your regular ratio. Well, currently, we have a 5-to-1 or 2-to-5 ratio. Are you local? Are you in the area?
I'm in Oregon and I have multifamily apartments and we flip houses. But I know that with the baby boomers and with the change in, the population, that we're headed into like a huge wave of more people needing this kind of care. And so I'm just always curious about that, because I think setting it up from scratch would be harder. I think it's really unique that you managed to locate this gal that already had these. Have you ever had more conversations with her about taking over those bigger ones? Did she decide to keep the bigger ones?
Well, no, actually, when we were going through that sales transition, initially she told me she wanted to sell the smaller ones and keep the larger ones. And I actually ended up going through a resource that I met through Jean at the REIA Academy and to purchase those. But at that time, those folks were asking me to purchase all 4. But at that time, she wasn't interested in selling but the 2. But then along the way, because it was a long time transition, and she ended up selling the other 2 to someone else. But yeah, I mean, it's lucrative, and you might want to check out the Residential Assisted Living Academy.
Have you heard of them, Olga, at all?
No.
I'm gonna put we have a special promotion with them. Is the real estate
It's Residential Assisted Living
Academy. So that's the link. If you click on that, then you're gonna get more information. It was Gene Guarino who started it. We met Gene years ago, and then he involved his family, and he passed away a few years ago. But then Isabel, his daughter, is now leading the training. But it's the REAL Academy, Residential Assisted Living. They have a great program, and the way they structure it and the way they set it up and they help you set it up. That's why it makes a difference. It's not like Valerie was jumping in, not knowing what she was doing. She knew exactly how to do it, how to find this property and how to get it started because of the REAL Academy program. Like, she was ready to go. So
yeah, I put my information in the chat, so you can send me an email or send me a text, or we can set up a call, and I can start. When you give me your information, I can start sending you information that I get from them, and you can join them. I just left last weekend the REAL National Conference, and this conference this following year, 2025, will not be held in person. It'll be online, so that'd be a great way for you to get in. If you don't get in sooner, we'll take them their 3-day, and they also offer online. I opted for the 3-day because I'm just old school and I need to be in the classroom, be around people.
Hey, Valerie, I've seen some of the training just briefly that you took, and it looked very interesting, but I think your model is better. Buy something that's up and running.
Yeah.
But do you also use a property manager to intersperse yourself between the day-to-day operations and the the management, I guess, of the business itself?
Well, I had a manager that I acquired from the previous manager, but after a couple of years, that just didn't work out. And actually, I'm be celebrating her anniversary the 3rd, because I remember I was actually at Sarasota at the boot camp when I had to let her go. Sorry to say, but yeah, on email too. But anyway, we've kept pushing, and I'm building my team, and I brought Monique in. She's co-owner now, and she's a manager in training. So hopefully she'll be able to take that over soon, more of the day-to-day, because I was bogged down with the day-to-day after I left the manager go. But I put some systems in place, and like I said, I had some really good caregivers and they're living. So I'm hoping to pivot here in the next couple of months and maybe build the 3rd facility and acquire some additional ones.
Yeah, and stay out of the day-to-day operation.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not really that hard if you have a good staff. It's just a lot of paperwork more so. But I just kind of need to cut myself loose and get back in the field. So that's why I'm building my team.
I hear you. We'll talk sometime.
Okay, yeah, Charlie, no problem.
Thank you, John.
Thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much, Valerie and Diego. I will bring Diego to our spotlight if I can do it. I'll put him here. Okay, Diego and Valerie, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, you sharing your success, your story, your life, and your actions. So thank you so much, guys. We're so proud of you, and we love to have you as part of the Traction family. Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Thank you. And with that, I am gonna end the meeting. If you have any questions at all, just feel free to reach out directly. And I thank you for attending today. This is your virtual stamp. If you have your Attraction membership, then this is your stamp. Continue to attend our events, follow us on social media, and we're always here for you. Thank you so much. I'll leave the chat open for a bit, and if anybody has any questions, I'll be here. Thank you. Thank you.